One of the ideas that I brought forward was around anding and andism as a way of trying to simplify the complexity of the world of work today, but without oversimplifying. So anding is a way of bringing together that deep people understanding with the new tech. New tech is a great opportunity to break down the silos, to avoid some of the labels we put on people because we couldn't personalise. So I think there's just a great opportunity with automised distributed systems, as long as we don't forget everything we've learned. The idea that, you know, there's not one government body or one institution that's going to solve the world's problems, but every single empowered individual is going to be able to help us solve those problems. So far more co-created, far more activism within organisations and outside organisations is a place where I think we'll get to solve some of the world problems. Great HR step up to the table. They bring voice, they encourage voice, they challenge status quo, they connect the dots. I spent my career holding the flag of difference, holding the flag of stress and mental health in the workplace. Who's going to be doing that if we are in a world of work without human resources? The world of work and the arrival of AI is a great opportunity for HR to step up again.
In the past, the trade unions have taken, a lot like management as well, have taken quite a binary zero-sum attitude to their relationship. It's who gets the biggest slice of the cake, the owners or the workers. And I think we've got to move a long way beyond that. In the workplace of the future, it's going to be a kind of negotiated, co-produced future. It's going to have to deal with all the messy compromises, the contradictions, the tensions, and the opportunities and possibilities of workers and managers working together. And I think there's going to be a blurring of those lines, and I think that's a good thing. And that doesn't mean to say that we don't have to recognise where power lies in those relationships, but a kind of negotiated future where we all take responsibility for the success of the organisation.
The thing that struck me most was that we don't really know what we're measuring in terms of success in the future workplace, and we need a new set of metrics that allows us to understand what well-being in the workplace looks like, what a flourishing workplace looks like, what meaningful work looks like. There's this whole question around what do we mean by work and who has the agency to change things for the better. This is a different inflection point. Yes, we see these cycles in history before, but this cycle feels very different, and I concluded by asking the question whether we now need a new social compact, not just refreshing the relationship between business, government and society, but business, government, society and automation.
There's been a lot of debate about that over the years. How do we create a job that has meaning? Now that meaning needs to be meaning for the individual, so it sort of makes sense to them. It fulfills also their ideas of things like purpose. There's been a lot of ideas of that nature. But then of course we've got to connect it to meaning for the organisation. So that how do we connect the ideas of things like objectives and purpose for the organisation through to the individual? Many ways that people are describing meaningful work today is in this notion of what is good work, which encompasses a lot of those ideas. And then you get to the idea of saying, well, if we can create more good work, particularly as we see technology coming along, which still retains meaning for the individual, utilises their skills effectively, then that actually creates productive output as well. So then you get this idea, which we discussed this morning, of andism. In other words, it is not mutually exclusive to create work that is meaningful or good work with the idea of economic output and production. And we need to get to that space.